And, ladies and gentlemen, I declare these nominations closed and declare Kevin Flynn duly elected Liberal candidate for Oakville.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome all of you and thank all of you that came out tonight, certainly, to join me as I'm proud to accept the nomination for the 2011 provincial election. My sincere thanks goes out to you, Erica, for seconding my nomination. I remember pounding the streets with Ken, and I wish he was here with us tonight, but you're here with us tonight. I've known you for many years. I don't believe there's anybody who can match the effort that you put into the campaigns for Liberals in Oakville throughout the years, so thank you for stepping up. And Fraser, the guy with the mustache, thanks for nominating me, thanks for your words. And I think it's really appropriate that we had somebody in the position of life that Fraser's in, because he's able to witness some of the changes that we've been able to make in our society. Some of the things that we've been able to do since 2003, the changes we've made to our schools, the investments we've made in post-secondary institutions. And in the coming months or years, hopefully, as Fraser enters the job market, you'll find that there's an Ontario here that is worth fighting for. There's an Ontario where there's a job. I think you'll find that the decisions that we've made will create an Ontario that is simply the best jurisdiction in the world to find a job. Fix this. One of the proudest moments that I've had in my 25 years of elected office was the day that I was able to announce at the corner of Dundas and 3rd Line that Oakville would be receiving a brand new state-of-the-art hospital that this community deserves. The provincial funding portion for the new hospital is by far the largest investment in Oakville by any level of government at any time in this community's history. The total provincial contribution is expected to surpass more than $1 billion when the project is complete. That's not including the hundreds of jobs that will be created to build this facility. Now that's what I call delivering for Oakville. That's what I've been able to do. That's what my government has been able to do. That's what our premier's been able to do. We've made improvements along the way at the existing Oakville Trafalgar Memorial Hospital, the Maternal Child Center, and a number of other investments that we needed in there to keep that facility going. We've invested very heavily in our schools, as being noticed. 4 new schools have been built. Let's go back to Clearview. I've been elected now for 25 years continuously. I remember when Clearview started. I remember they were promised a school back then. The land was set aside. No government could build that school. They got up near the top of the list, and the school board would bring them back down. They got up, they went down again. Finally, I was able to announce about 2 years ago now, after a long process and after some pretty imaginative funding, we were able to announce that we were going to build that long-awaited school in Clearview. We needed to stabilize the funding, and we needed to ensure that the school got built there, and it did. There's another new school being built right here in our community, St. Thomas Aquinas. Those of you that have been around Oakville a long time will remember that as the old Purdue High School. And that school was added on to. It was just something that wasn't up to snuff, I don't think, for the standards that we expect out of education today. Major renovations are being done at St. Ignatius of Loyola. It's time we did some work on Blakelaw. That certainly is a school whose time has come. I think that in our next term of office is a school that I'd like to turn my attention to. Several other schools have been built in the area as well, meaning much better facilities for students and local jobs. Test scores in Oakville are way up for our kids. Class sizes for our teachers and our students are way down. The dropout rate is way down. More students are going on to post-secondary education than ever before. Full-day kindergarten has just begun and will be introduced to all Oakville schools within the next few years. Early learning, as I said earlier, provides our children with a head start, as well as creating more than 20,000 jobs alone in early childhood education. You will know that Sheridan College is a major institution in our community. We provided that institution now with millions of dollars in funding. The facilities there were long neglected. We've been investing in programs like the pre-apprenticeship training, partnering with the college in exciting, innovative initiatives like supporting the creation of the world's first 3D game. Many of you have suffered through the expansion of the QEW. In a few days, those extra lanes will be opening. 16 kilometers of extra lanes right through our community. Many of you that belong to environmental movements will remember the land up at Dundas and Third Line. Will remember that one government really wanted to turn that all into employment land. One government thought that that land would be much better used as warehouses, office buildings, industry. Another government thought it would make a much better conservation area, that we had enough employment land in our community to secure the employment we need for the future, that we had enough residential land set aside also, and maybe it was time to set aside some green space. I can't think of another community in North America where within the urban envelope we've been able to create a conservation area. We've got the Glen Orchid Conservation Area now that's going to move ahead in Councillor Elgar's ward in Ward 4, and Councillor Lapworth's ward in Ward 4. That's simply something you don't see done on a regular basis, never mind in the province of Ontario, the country of Canada, throughout the world. It's a major initiative, something we should be really, really proud of. I think we've provided the type of government that listens to the needs of our community. We've got a government that's worked with school boards and town council. Time and time again, the operating engineers come through, and I think they represent all that's good about Ontario's hard-working families that simply want a community to live in, simply want a province to live in, where they can enjoy the lifestyle that they want their families to have, where they know their kids have the opportunity that some other kids around the world simply don't have. They want to live in a land of opportunity that many of us have moved here for, myself included as a young immigrant when I was 11. We need to keep Ontario in that position. We need to keep that reputation. We're seeing results around the province. We're seeing the results of some of the changes that we've made. We're seeing hospitals that are being built. 10,000 more nurses have been hired, as has been noted. And over 1 million more people have a family doctor, something they didn't have under the previous government. 1 million more Ontarians now have someone they can call their family doctor. We're creating high-quality, well-paying jobs. More than 300,000 jobs have been created in infrastructure, 50,000 in green energy alone. Employment has increased in the province of Ontario by close to 200,000 new jobs. As of October, Ontario has regained 75% of the jobs that we lost during the global recession. I pledged to the community that I'd be held accountable on the power plant, despite knowing that it's very difficult to stop this type of a facility once the ball starts rolling. But we had a premier who was willing to listen. We had a minister of energy who was willing to listen, not just to me, but to the people of Oakville as well. They were willing to re-examine the power situation in the province. As time has moved on, the people in Ontario had decided that they were going to get on the conservation bandwagon, that they were going to start to save electricity. We were able to bring on stream 8,000 megawatts of green power. And when we examined the situation again, it ended up that the citizens were right, that the mayor and council was right, that I was right, that the community was right, that everybody that had gone down to Queen's Park, that had rallied at Queen's Park, was right. And we had a premier and we had a minister of energy that had the courage to listen when people were saying the right things. They had the courage to not only listen, but to act. So despite the odds against us, we were successful. I had the opportunity to announce that the Oakville power plant was stopped and would not be built anywhere in or around our community. These types of victories and hard-working Ontarians that are prepared to put this province at the top of the world need a government that backs them. So that's why I'm proud to stand before you tonight, accept the nomination, pledge that I'm going to continue to drive your concerns at Queen's Park, and ensure that Oakville is listened to, and we continue to see the type of results that we've seen today. In conclusion, I just want to thank a number of people. Most of all, I want to thank Jan. We've got a team here that can't be beat. This election is ours to win. Let's go out and win it. Thank you.